It works. And in the interest of full disclosure, I'm a Blackmore fan, so I'm working with this young lady on a transaction which will close in April. We will be buying two companies. So,
A couple things. I had a colleague come to the one in November I hoped to attend but wasn't able to. We like to have themes that we look at, and so a lot of your backgrounds resonate with the things we look at in manufacturing distribution, whether it's metals processing, aerospace and defense, plastics and packaging. So there's different sectors that we look at, and if we can we like to back good management teams. And that's a little bit, it's not ironic, but we tend to think of ourselves as a fairly operationally we lean into the operations of our portfolio companies due to our heritage, which includes Bain and Company Consulting, some CRO stints, but also we meet with our companies every month we own them. And so initially, early on, we kind of thought, well, if we need to, we can replace management if it doesn't work out. We're looking for really good companies. Early on, being like 2005, 2007, even into our second fund, and what we quickly realized is that maybe the good company will survive, especially if it's in a good industry and has a good position. But as investors with a 4 to 6 to 7 year hold period, we lose at least 2 years if we have to change out C-level execs. And it takes a lot of the momentum out. So now we spend as much time with management trying to understand what drives them, what they're looking to do. Right? There's kind of the pitch, particularly when you're private equity owned or owned by there's kind of the pitch, but then there's what everybody's going to be looking for the next 5 to 7 years. And we really want to make sure that we're aligned in interests and that we're really good partners together. So finding that person up front that we can back is a terrific way. We haven't done that as much, but we love it. What we have done is taken execs from one portfolio company we've had a lot of success with, exited, and redeployed them into future opportunities. So we do like that.
To me, a big question, important question is, does the executive and the investor align philosophically? What I mean by that is that some private equity investors, they are value investors and they look for turnaround situations, look for fairy deals, and some look for high growth opportunities and non-cyclical businesses. Some really into investing in growth and some more on operational improvement. I think the first question in my mind is that does that philosophy of that particular firm you're speaking with, does it align with your philosophy and your area of expertise and experience?
I'd say I agree with Elaine. I was going to hit 2 points. The first one is there really should be a fit with what you want to do and the investment model of the firm that you're doing business with. But the first question I'm going to ask is related to performance. You want to do this, people are very good at what they do. But I'm going to ask them what their IRR is.
Questions I would think to ask about, I would ask about how much money is remaining in your fund to make sure there's sufficient runway to pursue a transaction with them. What you don't want to do is get geared up in the fund, they like you like them, and they hit their last deal in the fund, and then they're subject to the demands and distraction of the fundraising cycle. So making sure that there's sufficient capital remaining, I think is an important question to ask. Question number 2, I think, is what's the level of operating experience amongst the partnership and the fund? That's important because they need to be able to empathize with what you're going through. What you don't want is a disconnect of their expectations and what might be practical. And I think in our instance, nearly every member of the senior leadership of our firm can lay claim to experience as a CEO, COO, CFO or serial entrepreneur. So someone who's lived in the shoes you're going to be filling, I think, is quite important.
So for one question, my question would be, who am I going to talk to after close? Who's going to be our interface of the fund post-closing? And I mean that in a couple different ways. The first is some firms have kind of an investment side and an operating side. And as soon as they close, the person you've been dealing with and you've told all your hopes and dreams for the company to flips you over the fence to the operating partner. And the operating partner is now going to be the chairman or going to be your board interface. And that's going to be the, not to stereotype, but kind of the crusty former GE exec who's done it all and knows how to help you run your business. That's not our approach. So inside, the deal team that develops the thesis is the one that has to live with it. So we don't actually have operating partners. We try and recruit folks that have been in operations before or in operational consulting so that they can empathize, but at the same time can also trust you to do your job. So the deal team that closes the deal is the deal team that lives with it until exit. The other way I mean that, though, is also if you're dealing with, somebody that's at the senior level all through close the deal, are you going to be put at the back of the line and you're talking to a fairly junior interface or a different team, even if it's on the investment side. So I would want to know who's my point of contact, who's going to be taking my call at night if there's a plant fire or if I have this great idea that I want to move on quickly. Or